Caden Averson, I play the guard.
I'm saying I'm a center. JT.
Name and position.
My name is Jayton Lowe, and now I'm a center.
My name is Keon here. I'm point guard, center.
Coach, what has this team been doing to prepare for this season, both over the summer and early this school year?
This group's been very active in a lot of regards. I mean, they've kind of lived in the gym this fall and everything, getting up shots and working out and everything. And they've hit the weight room real hard with our assistant coach, Coach Reese. This summer was, it's always a good measuring stick just to kind of see where we are and where we want to get to and everything, and even kind of seeing the different style that we potentially want to play.
There's going to be a reason you have these boys here with you today. What has stood out in them to you, and why are they here representing your team today?
Well, just to talk about each of them, with Caden, he's our only returning starter, and we have really high expectations for him. He was one of our leading scorers last year, leader in rebounding, leader in shot blocking, and he'll be taking on a little bit of a different role this year and playing way more guard out on the perimeter than he did last season. Jayton's a guy that works really, really hard. He's tough, strong, and does a good job of using his physicality to to create both offensive and defensive positive possessions for us. And then Keon is taking on a new role. He really stepped up and accepted it last year to really try to hone his craft to become a point guard and everything. And it's something that he's really doing a really good job of becoming a floor general for us.
With an almost entirely new starting lineup, what about your approach to the season has changed as opposed to past seasons?
It's funny. We kind of talked about on the first day of school is that to a degree, like, we almost get to write a brand new history. Like we've had a lot of success before I got here with Coach Torrance Beard, and then when I arrived, I felt like we took it to another level over the course of several years. And with this group, it's like, hey, while we still expect to be successful and everything, now it's time to build it in y'all's image. And so we've done that by focusing on three things. That's discipline, defense, and determination. Our kind of motto this year is 3D basketball. So that's how we want to play. And that's something that they've really acclimated to and are kind of taking some pride in because it's theirs. And to me, that's the big thing in creating something with a new group is, hey, now it's y'all's time. Yep, the history's great, and yep, we've been good before, but to a degree, something that I've already preached to them is, hey, no one's coming to save us. So now it's on us. Like, we get to be the heroes of this story. So that's really been the big thing for us going into this season.
Coach, how would you describe your offensive philosophy, defensive philosophy? What can the Holt community look forward to seeing this year?
It adjusts usually each year with kind of what we've had for the last couple of years. We've really had some guards who could really fill it up. And Caden is one of those guys who can still fill it up and everything. But just in terms of an offensive standpoint, we want to try to create the best shots available for ourselves. When we see man to man, it's a lot of times it may be a set game where it's like, hey, we want to get it to a guy where we see a mismatch and that type of thing. But just in terms of kind of the flow of offense, we really believe in being an unselfish group and sharing the ball, and really good things happen, when they do that. That's kind of been our calling card for a couple of years is, they have this guy, but that guy scored a lot too, or those guys scored a lot too, and that's kind of our expectations is, each of these guys have completely different style games, but those mesh really, really well together. And on the defensive side of things, we're a group that we kind of adjust in a lot of ways to what to our opponents. But one thing that we hang our hat on is being really good in terms of matchup zone, and that you're playing zone defense, but you're playing it with man-to-man principles, and that's something that takes great communication, which nowadays young people mostly just communicate by text. It forces these guys to talk to each other out on the floor. And I always say, as well as y'all get along off the floor and as tight as y'all are off the floor, if you're that on the floor in terms of your communication, you're going to be really hard to score against. And that's what we got to hang our hat on.
Good.
All right, players, what do y'all do personally to ensure that y'all are staying on top of your game and being the best you can? Start with Caden.
Really just constant practice, honestly. Constant trying to work on me. Anything that I lack on the court, I try to get in the gym and, improving it a lot. Staying in the weight room, listening to my coach a lot. You listen to coach, everything go right because he's been here long. So really that's all I do. Just try to improve on a lot of stuff.
With me, I just try to stay disciplined, listen to coach. Don't cheat myself out of anything I do, you feel me? So I can be better at what I do and try to stay focused so I can have a good season this year.
Like on my free time, I'm either in the weight room or on the court. But if I'm not in the weight room or on the court, I'm looking at any type of film, like from last year. That's really it for real.
All three of you, as leaders, and like Coach said, having the opportunity to write your own story, what kind of pressure or excitement does that bring for the season?
To me, it's very exciting due to it being my last season and me being one of the top players. You just got to take on that pressure and you just got to use it to motivate yourself and try to be the best you can be and set an example for the younger guys. That still have years to come and things like that.
I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like as a leader of this team, how excited are you for this season?
I'm very excited for the season, actually. This is my junior year going in. I feel like I got something to prove. Hopefully, my senior season is going to be even better. But I'm going to get what I got to do done this season done now. I'm very excited, though. No pressure.
I'm excited too. I really don't feel like it's pressure, but not as much.
All right. As a senior, what has been your favorite part about being on the team?
Just enjoying moments with my guys, where I can, in the weight room, especially seeing the young guys try to, get to that level of trying to outlive Jay Ton or something, one of the strongest guys on our team. They really, or just the bond that we have outside of school, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory?
What would be my favorite memory?
Well, you won an area championship, regionals and stuff.
I don't know what would be my favorite memory. My favorite memory probably would be when we lost in the playoffs, honestly, because it gets you on that track where, all right, we made it here this last season, but what can we do this season? With that we lost our top scorers last year, maybe three or four of our seniors bringing us in. So I think that's my favorite memory, losing in the playoffs.
Coach, what level of confidence do you have in the guys on this team that maybe aren't sitting at this table right now?
The guys that aren't here, quite frankly, each of them bring something kind of unique to the table. We got a guard named Austin he's sawed off and it's tough as nails and everything. We got two other guards that have really stepped up in the off season and everything to improve themselves. One goes by J Man, the other one's name is Everett. But both of those guys have really worked. Really been trying to work hard as well and everything. And for this group, some of the other guys that aren't here we're a lot bigger than we've been the last couple of years. The last few years, we've been very guard heavy. That's kind of the cards we've been dealt, and now we're a much kind of bigger team. And so, we want to be a more, I guess you say, physical, dominant, style of team and everything. But we have a unique group. A unique group of guys. We also got a couple of juniors that have a lot of varsity experience in Perry Henley and DeMarcus Hutton. And Perry Henley's is a knockdown shooter, and DeMarcus Hutton's kind of a do-it-all type of guy. And a very vocal guy that he'll call things for exactly what it is, and really likes to keep everybody in line, including himself.
Without providing bulletin board material for somebody, is there just something that you're really excited about this year as far as a game, something that's very competitive, always fun to play in?
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely on a Hillcrest game. We're very excited to play Hillcrest. Not just, well, to me it's competitive because most of Hillcrest, they was our players at first. So they were players that I was playing with freshman year, junior year, and they transferred. So it's just gonna be a very competitive game to me.
I can tell you motivated.
A specific game that stand out?
Yeah.
A specific game? Probably Hillcrest, yo. Hillcrest is a game. Because, like he said, we had a couple past teammates and they transferred. So now got to play against them. We were just playing with them. So I'm definitely excited for that game and ready to see what that's going to be.
Players, how do y'all stay motivated for the season? Like, what do y'all do pre-game?
Pre-game, I sleep. I sleep pre-game.
Pre-game, I usually be isolated somewhere, listening to music.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Before games, I tend to listen to Drake because he's soothing.
What you listen to?
What I listen to? Yeah. Either I listen to Brent Fayez or sometimes NBA Youngboy.
Me personally, I listen to Coldplay. I don't think they listen to the things I listen to.
Coach, how do you plan to keep this team motivated when obstacles come their way?
That's always the thing. One of our assistant coaches, Coach Williams, always says, "Hey, you either got losses or you got lessons." It's kind of a what do you take with them? And we've been a group that we've seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows as a program on and off the floor. And a lot of times it's approaching each game and each week with a mindset that that you want to get the job done. And it's kind of for each individual it's what motivates you, but as a team it's, hey, what's motivating us? Because I've been here 8 seasons, 7 out of 8 we've gone to the playoffs, and quite a few of those we've made deep runs in the playoffs to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And these guys kind of have those expectations of themselves of, well, if I'm at Holt, like, that's where we're supposed to go. It's so, for them it's something that it's lofty goals, but there's a lot of work to get to those things. And to keep them motivated, each week I kind of give them a little message and that type of thing. And that's that's something that a lot of them kind of take to heart and everything. And it's just kind of finding those little things. We try to create as competitive a practices as possible. And that's something that we're really looking forward to as football wraps up and we get quite a few of our guys back onto the basketball court. Is just how competitive is it going to be? Because right now these guys, they take every day they take winning very serious. They absolutely hate to lose, which is why I like them so much. Is because they hate to lose.
What do y'all do after each game to recap that game and be prepared for the next game?
You want me to answer that or one of them?
Well, me, I personally watch film to see anything that we were slacking on, and when we got the next day in practice, hopefully we work on it specifically so next game we won't have those same problems and we play better.
Yeah, really, my response would be just the same as Jay Tunn's, really.
Thank you.
That'll work.
We look forward to watching all this season.
That's it.
We look forward to putting on a show.